So this is a video I've been meaning to make for quite a while, and I think I've alluded to it a few times over the past couple of years. Basically, it's just a quick update on this channel, talking about why I make these videos, and how I want to try and change and improve things moving forward. I'll be honest, I don't expect anyone to be particularly interested in any of this, but it's something I think I needed to make for myself to just clear my head a bit and get focused again on making actual content. The first of the changes is just trying to increase the frequency of these videos. My goal for this year is to try and release at least one thing per month. Obviously, I'm a bit behind on that already, but I'm definitely doing better than last year where I had the same goal and somehow ended up about 2 months behind schedule before I released anything, and then only did one more thing around the time of the halving. Though I did record a couple of other videos later on in the year and just never actually released them. So I guess I can't do that much worse than that, and I'm hoping to do a lot better. Certainly the fact that this is one of several videos I'm recording this week will be released quite soon is, I hope, a positive indication that this year I'll be releasing a lot more. So yeah, hopefully one video or more per month until the end of 2021, and then I can try and improve and increase on that going forwards. What's more important to me than the frequency of these is that the content of the videos improves. That does mean I want to improve the production quality of these, because there's obviously a lot I can do in terms of how these are written, how they're put together, how I speak, all of these sorts of things. But primarily what I want to improve is the informational quality of these videos. Hopefully the look and the feel of them naturally improves over time, especially if I'm doing them more often. But what I need to make sure of is that the information and the analysis that I'm providing in these videos is really the best it can be, and is a kind of positive influence on anybody who watches it and on the space in general. And I want to make sure that I release things that in a few years' time I can really still stand by and be proud of. And that's certainly not the case with things that I made earlier on. I think this can be done with a lot of small improvements that are sort of difficult to summarise overall. But it's basically about trying to increase transparency myself. It's about trying to promote the best things in this industry and sort of call out the bad aspects. It's about trying to note better the trade-offs that different projects are making and highlight the risks and issues of them. And it's about framing things in a way that's more about learning about these technologies and things rather than trying to invest or make money. Because that was always the original intention of this channel. It was to help myself learn more about these things and sort of share what I was learning with other people. But I think I quickly got distracted by trying to chase views and make things that I thought other people would be interested in seeing, rather than making the things that I was interested in watching and learning about myself. And I suppose that did also contribute to the decline in the frequency of these videos. Basically, I think that means that there'll be much less focus on what could be considered shitcoins and more focus on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, and the ecosystem being built around them. I'm no maximalist. I think there are interesting things going on elsewhere, and maybe I will talk about that occasionally. But I think Bitcoin and Ethereum are undeniably in a different class to anything else. They're where the most vibrant action is taking place, and they're what I care most about, so they're always going to be the biggest focus of this channel. And of course, when I'm talking about them, it's about trying to highlight the risks and the issues and doing a more sort of thorough assessment of everything. Essentially, as I think I mentioned earlier, I want to ensure that I'm releasing things that I think will be a positive influence on anybody who watches them and on the space in general. I think a lot of the crypto content on YouTube is fairly bad, and a lot of it is clearly negative sum. And while I don't think I was ever among the worst of it, I also don't think I made a positive contribution either. So I want to try and put that right moving forward, and as I say, make things that I can really be proud of in the future. And it was because I wasn't happy with a lot of the videos that I was making earlier on that I took down quite a few of them towards the end of 2019. Ideally, I wanted to coincide doing that with a video like this at the time, but throughout much of 2019, I sort of wanted to tie this into a whole rebranding of the channel with a new logo and website and intro and all these things. But frankly, I don't have the design skills to settle on a sort of new logo and things that I actually liked. So I kept delaying it until eventually I thought I'll just take them down and maybe that'll prompt me to make this in early 2020. Which again, I obviously didn't do. So I apologise for how late this is, because I think it would have been right to have sort of explained my decision at the time I was taking everything down, but better late than never, I suppose. And I should probably add that I'll probably take down a lot of the other older videos that remain, just to sort of tidy up a bit more and use this as a real firm reset point for the channel to rebuild on moving forward. So I guess that's it in terms of the updates and how I want to try and improve things moving forward. I guess I'll quickly touch on why I make these videos, partly for transparency, and partly because I suppose it answers the question that you might have of like, am I just making this now because prices are going up? And I really hope you know that the answer to that is no. While I've not released as much as I wanted over the last couple of years, I've still done things. I've clearly still been interested in this while prices were down. And I certainly regret not doing a lot more in the sort of winter time. I think it would have been a better time to build than it is now. Additionally, increasing the number of videos that I make now doesn't really benefit me in any way because I don't make money off of these. I don't get many views. And at the moment, I'm not really interested in trying to increase the subscriber count or whatever. Certainly, I'm not opposed to it, but it's not a big focus because I need to first make things that I think are worth sharing with a larger audience. The main reasons that I make these videos is, one, because I enjoy it, but also because it's through writing these and trying to explain my thoughts on something or trying to explain these technologies and the developments in this space that I help learn more deeply, or I get my thoughts straight on things. Obviously, that's only actually useful if what I'm talking about are the things that I'm thinking about or learning about, and that's why I want to try and realign this channel with what I'm actually interested in. Additionally, I, at some point in the future, want to work with crypto assets and Bitcoin. I want to work in this industry. And making these videos gives me something to point to show that I'm genuinely interested about and knowledgeable about these things. I'm not rushing to work there at the moment. I'm very happy with my current job, but that means that I have a few years to build up a really decent library of videos that, again, proves that I'm knowledgeable and that sort of make me look good. And on top of all of those things, if I can share anything that I've learned, if I can be useful to other people, particularly newcomers to the industry, then that's only a good thing. So I think that covers everything that I wanted to talk about in this, perhaps not in all of the detail or the clarity that I would have liked, but I think it was useful to get this done, and hopefully it will help free my mind up a bit to concentrate on making actual videos again. As I mentioned earlier, there should be a few videos coming out shortly after this. It's a series recapping 2020, which obviously should have been out in early January, around New Year time. So this is very late coming out. It was originally supposed to come out early in January. It grew into a much larger project than I originally intended, and by the time I realised I wasn't going to meet the deadline that I originally planned, I'd already put an awful lot of work into it, so I thought I'll just release it as soon as it's done, rather than just scrap the entire thing, which I've done too often in the past. So that's coming out. At least it helps me get towards putting out something in February, and then hopefully towards the end of the month or in March, I'll have some more forward-facing content to release, probably something on EIP 1559, but I'm not certain of that yet. And then we can see how it goes from there in terms of trying to release one thing per month. If you have made it through this, thank you so much for watching. As I said earlier, I don't think this was the most interesting thing, but I do really appreciate everyone who has watched this and everybody who's watched all of the videos that I've released throughout the crypto winter and is sort of stuck with the channel when I've not been doing so much. While as I've said, I'm not super focused on views and things at the moment, it's nice to know that at least a few people are paying attention and think that what I say is at least a little bit valuable and useful. And, that's really great. So thank you so much for that. I really do need to get better at replying to comments and things. Honestly, that kind of stresses me out slightly, but I really will try and do a better job of it in the future. But even if I'm not replying to comments and things very well, I do really appreciate the support and the views. So thank you so much for that. Hopefully very soon I'll be releasing some things that are, genuinely worth you spending the time watching and sort of reward that. So hopefully upwards from here. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you hopefully very soon in the next video.